winter wear. Canada is basically saying, hey, we usually have a few questions about casual jacket options. What do you guys recommend? If you're not planning on getting all gussied up, what's a good jacket? We've answered this before, but it's never bad advice. And then Jonathan rounded that out by talking about, how are wool sweaters? Do you have to worry about what kind of wool sweater you wear? What jackets work with kilts, of course. And at the top end, how do we feel about Inverness Capes? Is that a really good option because it's a very traditional jacket kind of a thing, or is it too much? What do we think about those pesky warmth layers?
Yes, so we're going warmth layers, and
warmth layer revival.
Yes.
Refresher.
So, sweaters with a kilt. Sure. I'd say try not to get one that's too long or stretched out, because then it goes down too low or it covers up the front 3/4 of the sporran. When I'm wearing a sweater with a kilt, I tend to tuck it behind my sporran so I don't have to worry about it, covering up too much. And another fact, if I'm wearing a sweater with my kilt, I generally don't wear a belt because it's going to cover up the belt anyway, so you don't really need it. Would you agree with that?
I would. We do have a percentage of people who follow the British military style of tucking the sweater in. And so you have the kilt and the belt on the outside. I don't think that looks good on most guys unless you are super well, tight in the abdomen, really skinny. If you have any kind, if you're
got these six-pack abs.
I'm gonna rip the shirt off and show you. Now I don't recommend that look unless you really have a military bearing, basically. And then again, also, it's only going to work well if the sweater is like a traditional woolly pulley, military sweater where it's a very tight, very thin weave. I own them. I don't tuck them into my kilt. Conversely, some traditionalists will say you should not wear things like an Irish fisherman's sweater because it's not technically traditional. It's an Irish thing, not a Scottish thing. Whatever. I don't care about that.
It looks good.
It looks good with a kilt. They're heck warm. Super warm. So those are always a good option.
Yeah, and they're for lack of a better term, they're ubiquitous enough now. I mean, like Walmart sells cable knit sweaters, for God's sake.
They're not good.
So, true. But I absolutely wear cable knit sweaters with my kilts. I have some Scottish knit ones. I have some Irish knit ones.
Yeah.
I have just regular, less expensive ones. No, I guess they're cotton, solid.
Do you have any Faroese?
No, I do not have any feral sweaters.
Feral sweater. Come back, Wooly.
No, but sweaters, fine with the kilt. Next, jackets.
Yeah.
He said casual jackets, and I'm assuming he means outerwear, not suit jackets or
outerwear.
Tweed jackets.
Yep.
We tend to say a shorter jacket will look good with a kilt. So whether it's an Ike style jacket, a bomber jacket, stuff like that, a lot of the military stuff tends to be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
So those look great because it doesn't cover up as much of the kilt. It's the same kind of mentality as with the suit jacket. If it covers too much of it, it'll look weird. But if it's a little bit shorter of a jacket, then it'll look good.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that a longer jacket can't look good. Something like a pea coat. I wear a pea coat with mine on a regular basis.
Yeah, a lot of coats that are that length I would not like, but pea coats you kind of give a pass to. Yeah. There's something about, they occupy a weird space of their own. They're so blocky and everything. They work.
Yeah.
I do think that we always say bomber jackets in all their various forms work really well. If you want something wholly completely practical, I have a duty jacket from 511, which I picked up a couple of years ago, which is basically on a bomber cut, but it's completely waterproof and has a zip out lining. I like that because it's cut short.
Yep.
It's designed for cops.
Yep.
So it's really cut short. So your gear belt is not obstructed by the jacket. So that works really well.
So you wear it with your Batman costume as well, and you have your utility belt.
Yeah.
Batarang.
Exactly. Kilterang.
Yeah. Indeed. Mm-hmm. Inverness Capes.
Super expensive. Now if you want to get the band spec ones, the ones that bagpipers use just to keep the rain off their uniforms, okay, that's not a warmth layer. That's just a rain layer.
It's warm. It's plastic.
Well, yeah, it's warm, but not in a nice way.
Yeah.
It's warm in a
overheating your body.
I'm imagining those silver running suits they used to try and sell to people.
Oh yeah.
To
drop weight to meet for like wrestlers or whatever.
Yeah. So you're running down the sidewalk like a baked potato. I mean, in foil, it's just
it's sweat pouring off your face. They should make them with a hood. So all you see is just like
Well, Inverness Capes do. Bank-spec capes do come with a hood.
That's true. Well,
yeah, they can.
Yeah.
But but that's like a plastic windbreaker kind of level of warmth.
It's keep rain off. That's it.
Yeah, it's exactly keep the rain off when you have no other choices. A proper wool Inverness Cape, they're gorgeous. I don't personally care for them with a kilt that much.
For the record, for those of you who don't know, Inverness Cape. Think of like Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
It is a long trench coat kind of length cape coat with a cape off the shoulders.
Right.
And you don't have
sleeves.
It's just basically armholes that come out underneath the cape.
Right. It's designed for shooting.
Yeah.
It's designed for hunting.
Basically. Yeah, it's a great freedom of motion, but it's when it's done in wool, it can be very, very warm. They're very nice, very attractive, very classic looking. I don't mind it, but it's not like you can just roll into your local Inverness Cape store and buy one off the shelf often.
Right.
They're very much a specialty kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've done a couple in the past, but not many because they're really freaking expensive. Like we had
what, 500
like
more?
5 or 6. Yeah, because you're using tweed fabric or black barathea for a dress one and that kind of stuff. So you can wear it; it'll look good with the kilt. If you're going into a black tie event, you can get a black barathea one.
What?
But
what? No.
No?
Oh, you mean just like rolling up on the red carpet out of your limo?
Yeah.
And then you
I mean, like
off?
from the car to the door.
Okay.
Or to the inside. I'm not wearing it to the whole thing.
That's an investment for making an entrance.
Yes.
So you whip it out, whoosh, like Zorro style. It's like, hello, I am here.
Exactly. James Brown.
That's when you leave.
I can't take no more. I can't.
Oh, I can't take no more.
Too
much whiskey. I can't take no more. Now, they're cool, but it's I'm an eccentric, so I'm not judging, but they are definitely an eccentric thing. They're definitely a fogey kind of a thing. It's funny you mentioned Sherlock Holmes because when they came out with the Holmesian tartan, the people who had it woven, they did a model shoot with a guy and they made him a kilt and a matching set, and they did an Inverness cape and a deerstalker cap all in the tartan. It's pretty intense. It's a lot. It is a lot. I don't know. Sometimes I think that an Inverness cape looks good with a kilt. Other times I feel like the length of the cape and where the kilt, the bottom edge of the kilt stop, they're so close together it just kind of almost competes in my mind.
You look like a flasher.
You look like a flasher. Exactly. I didn't want to go there, but it's kind of like if you close the cloak, then you look...
Well, not being a flasher, but I'll talk about it.
Yeah. They look awesome when they're flowing out behind. They're very dashing.
Yeah.
It's...
It's a bit much.
It's a bit much.
Indeed.
If you have the scratch,
sure,
enjoy.
Yeah. Spend all your money on dumb stuff. We'll tell you.
But I would stick with. But modern nylon bomber jackets, leather jackets are fine. Usually, we'll say.
Yeah.
They're all
casual, maybe a jeans jacket with like the quilted lining or something. If it's really casual.
Yeah.
Or like a Carhartt jacket that's quilted or something. Max nodding his head.
I've definitely seen guys wear Carhartt.
Yeah. Indeed.
But that's basically it.
Yeah.
Stay
warm.
Anything
to add there, Mr. Mac?
No, you brought up about the Carhartt, which we had a couple people saying about that.
Can't beat them, really.
Yeah, it's the only. And somebody else asked about sweaters being. Do they make the sweaters shorter because they don't like to roll them up at the bottom? Or get bunched up at the bottom. I know some people like that, some people don't.
Yeah,
so I don't think they really make kilt cut sweaters.
Yeah, there's generally not like a tall guy's sweater and a short guy's sweater. I know Lucas used to wear a sweater that was longer. He loved the sweater, but it was a little bit long, so he'd end up like rolling it up, and it would just kind of like rest on top of his sporran kind of level. So he made it work, but. If you're a shorter dude, then you're gonna kind of have to do what you do to make it work.
Get your nan to knit one for you, and then you can specify. I was gonna say the other secret weapon is with all this is that the shorter jacket could be a lighter jacket if you have a scarf. Traditional piece of warmth wear that a lot of people in America tend to eschew.
Yeah.
So unless they're actors, it's funny because I've known actors who actually do that. They like always have the scarf to protect their voice. But no, a tartan scarf, or even a generic pattern like tweedy, earthy tone kind of scarf, gives you that extra little bit of warmth, and it looks pretty cool. So
I use it to hide all the hickeys.
Yeah. From when you're swinging.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. Running gag. Nobody who watches the clips will get it. Gotta watch the whole show, guys.
All right, boys and girls. Mr. Mac, was that you or was that Eric?
Oh, that was me.
That was you? Mr. Mac, next one.
Now, the only other question I have on this is, with the Inverness Cape, does it automatically come with a bubble pipe, or do you have to purchase your own bubble pipe?
That's a very personal choice of bubble pipe. Casual jackets, you can do almost whatever you want. Just keep it short, right? The one thing we didn't mention in that video, which I think is really good advice, is remember a hat. Keep your core by keeping your head covered. In the meantime, if you want more information on accessories and jacket and stuff, check out these videos over here. And in the meantime, please give us the like and the thumbs up and the subscribe. Stay warm.